Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go. 33. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
First down, Prescott. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, that's tough. You come in here, you dial up that pass play on the first play from scrimmage and get it picked.
And you know coaches always talk about we prepare for every eventuality. You don't even mention this as a possibility when you dial up that play, right? Instead, they throw a pick, and now they're behind the 8-ball on the road to get things going.
This is Jones. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. 22 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
We got three, folks. We got three.
Third and long for Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Run.
Mayfield looks to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Following the interception, Mayfield. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. That one goes for 24 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Robbie Anderson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 28 yards.
Hey, kill. 47. Sweat. Hey. Check 99. We're going to 54. 26.
They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll check on his status when we get back.
46. 26.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he'll take this from one 47-yard line to the other. A gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw. Prescott. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. First catch of the game for Cooks. It'll be a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Prescott. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when and told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with it.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. D. Ford in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now the Pro Bowl kicker, Aldrick Rosas. Last year, he hit one from 57. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it could be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Falcons! Ronald Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons push further out in front. Zerline good with a PAT. And a route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew him off sides. Here's Marlon Mack. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Prescott. Jones has it. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And down to the 16-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. A first trip to the red zone for KC. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a carry from Mack. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. On 2nd and a couple. Prescott. The ball comes out, and the Falcons grab it. And, partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but, man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices. It's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 22. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. This one caught by Ridley. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Let's go.
The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive, and they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Quentin Williams in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now Mack, and he'll get this one up to about his 14. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. He's at the 50. He's at the 30, 20, 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. They'll try and run for him with Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and it's 3rd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Mayfield now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
180! Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. But it'll be 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. So 3rd down. They need to get to the 28 for a first. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Found his target. It's Anderson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. Here's Mayfield to the end zone. one, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mayfield with it once more. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Derek Barnett. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly. And
we'll see how they attack here. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it with Jones. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ronald Jones, 52 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Throwing. Prescott. That's complete to Cooks. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Hey, kill. Gun. Here we go.
They'll run on first down. Jefferson. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Prescott, complete to Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Hatchet. Watch safety creep.
We're going to 53.
Safety's creeping. Out.
26.
On first down, Jefferson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Keanu Neal. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. He just joined the double-digit party with that last pick. He now has 10 on the season.
And that takes a great amount of skill, study, a tad bit of luck. But bottom line, he's had a heck of a season.
And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Zone for a Falcon touchdown. Taking it in from the 20 as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
To throw is Prescott. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now a first down carry by Jones. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. We have played 3 quarters, and that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They'll go again to Jones. They find some open field here. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ronald Jones, 44 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. Zerline good with a PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Prescott now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Keanu Neal. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Jones. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Jones. And some room to roam now. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one, and let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get-off on the snap, jump too quickly.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down. So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and if finally we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Prescott from the gun on third. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Here's Prescott. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. They'll run on first down. Jones. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. They'll keep it on the ground. Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Mayfield now. Open man is Robbie Anderson. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the time they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And it's complete. Henry. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. A first down throw for Prescott. And that's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He completes this one to Mack. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. Here's Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Smith racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. After the sack on first down, Prescott into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack.
Easy one. It's easy one. It's coming again.
Score, Falcons 76, Chiefs 6.